All right, here with Jacob Gilyard, episode 2 of Know Your Spiders. What's going on, Gilyard?
What's up, how are you?
I'm good, bro. How you doing?
Chilling.
So how's I know, you still want to be playing right now, but how's the off-season been so far, getting a little rest?
Rest is definitely good. My body's feeling a lot better. Getting to sleep in a little bit more. So I'm not complaining. Getting to watch some good basketball here. So it's always good.
Yeah, so last year you guys went to D.C. for the A-10. This year you got to go up to New York, Brooklyn.
Right.
What was the experience like playing the Barclays?
I didn't like it.
You didn't like it?
I didn't shoot well. Obviously, I wasn't a big fan of the gym, but the city of Brooklyn's pretty dope. We got to walk around a little bit, see just the city. It's always packed, crowded, but the city itself, the venue, like everything, it was done well. It was pretty cool.
So like you said, it wasn't the outcome you guys wanted, but I think against St. Louis, second time you played them tough this year, kind of flashed that potential that you guys have. What are the expectations for you for next year?
Me personally, as a team.
Either.
As a team, I think the expectation is obviously just to win. We want to win. I think that's collective, 1 through 15, and through the coaches, we obviously want to win. And, this season was a little rough on us, but I think coming into next year, we're expected to win, and I think we'll be pretty good.
So, like you said, having a little rest this week, going to start up probably practicing a little bit next week. So how does your daily routine change from, in the season to next week?
During the season, it's a little different. Early on, you get to work out a little more just because the games aren't so hectic, a little more spread out. But once conference play starts, it's less working out here and there, kind of just dialed in on practicing, and that's kind of it. No shots after. A little bit of shots after, but not like a workout or anything. So right now, I'm just resting, and then next week I'll get back into working out and just try and get back into the game for next year.
So, last year, most steals by a college freshman since my guy Marcus Smart, 2012. This year, 6th in the country in steals. Is that a mindset you have, looking for that pass to pick off, or is it more opportunistic, right place, right time?
My freshman year, I think it was more so just me trying to get everyone. I think this year I kind of dialed it back a little bit and kind of just try to pick the right ones. Coach gets on me a little bit, just making sure, nothing leads to an easy bucket for them. You gamble the wrong one, and then they make a shot and that guy's hot, just stuff like that. So just trying to pick and choose.
Yeah, so I kind of talked about with Grant a little bit about a similar thing with his passing, how, last year he was telling me that he was trying to sometimes hit those home run passes. So could you kind of say the same thing about you with the steals, is that this year you've matured a little bit more, kind of letting it come to you a little bit?
Most definitely. Just trying to let it come to me, honestly. Not going for everyone. Obviously, you kind of want to make a big play with a big steal and then a layup, but you got to know which ones to get.
So how do you like playing in the man this year? You guys kind of added that about halfway through the seasons.
I liked it a lot. I think our matchup presents a couple problems that just how you run it, you can't really fix in it. I think man-to-man, it allows us to kind of just dial in on our man and then help each other out. I'm a big fan of it, and hopefully we can play it a little bit more next year.
Do you think that makes more of a difference being an especially younger team playing the man-to-man?
Definitely. Just coming in, we didn't work on it, like you said. We were more in our matchup zone. And just being a younger team, a lot of our man principles were different. Everybody was taught different things as a kid. And so we didn't work on it too much. As the season progressed, we obviously got a little better with it, and I think it helped us out a lot.
So, something you've had to deal with all year, I'm sure you've been thinking about, is, you and Grant were thrust into that leadership role. People kind of forget, you guys are just sophomores. How have you handled that on and off the court?
I think we've both gotten better, more mature with it. I think early on we were a little, childlike with our approaches to the game and kind of just accepting that we were sophomores rather than just embracing the situation we're in, and just trying to just take that leadership role and just go.
So if you could rewind back to October and tell yourself, one thing at the start of the season, what would you do differently? Give yourself one piece of advice.
Have a routine. I think I didn't start developing my routine until right before conference play. And I think it obviously showed. I struggled a little bit in the non-conference, I feel like, and I played better in conference play, so I just told myself to have a routine.
So we're switching up a little bit more personality, get to know Gil a little bit here. All right, so I got to ask you, who's got the best drip on the team? You can't say yourself.
I can't say myself.
Can't say yourself.
Most drip.
We know you'd say yourself.
I would definitely say myself, by far. I'll say Blake.
Blake?
Yeah.
All right.
Blake dresses pretty well. He's got a little bit.
All right, so you're from Kansas City, home of the AFC runner-up Kansas City Chiefs.
Sadly.
Grant been giving it to you a little bit still about the Pats?
Nah, he hasn't talked to me about it too much.
No.
But when it happened, he definitely rubbed it in a little bit.
So Who do you roll with for the NBA?
I'm a Warriors fan.
Oh, bro.
Nah, man. I liked them before they had KD. I'm a huge Steph fan.
Steph fan?
So Steph kind of convinced me to be a Warriors fan. I don't like Draymond.
No.
He's on the team, so.
You rocked with like Baron Davis back then too, back in the day?
I wasn't a huge fan of Baron Davis. I mean,
No.
I wasn't a Warriors fan back then. When Steph got to him, I started watching him, and then him and Montel, that's where a little backcourt I liked.
All right, so I'm a big Isaiah Thomas guy. I was a Celtics fan. You're one of the shorter guys out here, still getting buckets. So who do you model your game after if you had to pick one player?
I actually don't like Isaiah Thomas that much.
Come on.
I think he's really cocky.
Yeah.
But you gotta appreciate what he's done. So, I mean, as a small guard, you can't really pick one person. I feel like you gotta model the game after a lot of different people. Like pick and choose certain things. Just like Chris Paul's leadership. Just how he handles himself, I think, is a really good way to handle yourself. Isaiah Thomas's confidence is something all small guards need. Just stuff like that. Obviously, the way AI dribbled, the way Kemba scores, stuff like that. You just gotta pick a little bit from each person. But if I had to pick a guy, I'd probably say young Chris Paul.
Young Chris Paul? Hornets Chris Paul?
Yeah.
All right.
I liked him.
Who's your finals matchup this year?
Gotta go with the Warriors. Out the East. I'll take Milwaukee.
Milwaukee. You think Giannis is MVP?
No. I think MVP has to go to James Harden.
James Harden?
Yeah.
Paul George in the mix too?
Definitely Paul George in the mix. He's been hooping lately. His season definitely is turned around from the past 2 years, honestly. 2 years ago, I was thinking he was a bum. For real. But he's turning around. He's playing really well.
Yeah. All right, my last question. So I asked Grant this, and I got to find out from you.
All right.
Team Stephen A or Team Skip?
Stephen A.
Stephen A?
Stephen A.
How come?
He just speaks with so much passion. Even if he's not always right, he's going to try and convince you just how passionate he is that he's right. And then I think Skip just throws out a lot of
junk.
A lot of junk, yeah. A lot of stuff that just, he just wants to talk.
That's all from me here with Jacob Gilyard, episode 2, Know Your Spiders. Appreciate it, bro.
All right, boss.